Yeah, I think it is, Skip. But I will say this. I believe at the exact same age, I believe Joe Burrow is better than Tom Brady. He was asked to do more than Tom Brady. He has a better compilation of receivers than Tom Brady. That team was reliant on defense. Tom, don't you turn it over. You throw for 140 yards with no turnovers and a touchdown, we're going to be great. You throw for
about the first Super Bowl,
yeah,
which was a 14-point underdog to the St. Louis Rams.
But that was his second year, so I'm just basing it on where they are right now because that's what they're saying.
Fair enough.
So that's what I will say that. But Skip, Joe Burrow has just been to one AFC Championship game. Can we stop with this Brady comparison, knowing what Brady had done? Went to what? 14 AFC Championship games. 14, not one. Patrick Mahomes has gone to 4 AFC Championship games.
Yes.
He's been to 2 Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. He's won a Super Bowl, an MVP, regular season and Super Bowl MVP. And so now we just go forget all about him. Skip, you remember Dan Marino? His second year, he went to the Super Bowl. Oh, he going to be back. Man, he going to have tons and tons of opportunities. How many? John Elway won his first Super Bowl in year 15. So this notion that if you go early, you're just going to just stack me.
By the way, John had been to
he went 3
before that.
Right. It's Skip.
And they got annihilated.
Exactly.
Every time.
It's Skip. You know it's not easy.
Yep.
And a lot of times you go, that might be your one and only opportunity to get there.
Very well could be. So
this notion, oh, man, he gonna be loaded with Super Bowl rings. That's not the case. I think he's unbelievable, Skip. He's shown poise. Now, if you want to say the poise in which he conducts himself, he might have more poise because I don't believe Brady in year 2 could have gotten sacked 9 times and still won a ball game. I don't know there are a whole lot of quarterbacks that can get sacked that many times this early in their career with as much as he has on his plate, Skip. They win games because of him. He ain't no placeholder, Skip. He's not no game manager.
Nope.
They're winning because he has to play great. And even if he doesn't throw for an enormous amount of yards, he has to put them in position so McPherson can kick the field goals. So for me, Skip, I think we just need to slow down. I get it. Everybody wants to be first. Well, I was the first to tell you. Remember, I told you, Skip, he was going to be Brady. I told you that. Let's slow down on this thing now because we know what there's never going to be another Tom Brady. So Brady-like, Brady-esque, Brady has made it unfair for us to critique any other quarterback because we know what he did. 7 and 10. So he won 7, he went to 10. He's 10 and 14 in AFC championship games. Well, excuse me, in championship games, NFC and AFC. Skip, has there been a team been to that many AFC championship games, NFC championship? No. He's doing things. Tom Brady is an organization all to himself. He has more Super Bowls than any team. So for me, no. I get it. Poise, the way he speed reads it, I get all that, Skip. But this Brady thing, we got to pick another quarterback because you went, I don't know the mountain. You went 10 Mount Everest to try to reach that guy. So I just want to slow it down. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not going to be an all-time great. But, man, we got to stop with this Brady, man, because I think y'all just throwing around Brady. You just forget what Brady did is not normal. And you're never going to see it again. You could say Joe Burrow is the closest thing. You're never going to see what Tom Brady did again. It's like when Bill Russell won those 11, Skip, you're never going to see another guy in the NBA win 11 championships. Ever.
Shannon Sharpe.
Yes.
You realize you are preaching to the biggest Brady lover in the history of love. Don't you realize that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so don't you think I would jump to that conclusion before you would?
I would hope so. As much as you don't talk about Thomas, Everett, Patrick, Brady.
Thank you. Yet, I'm okay with it because I've been okay with it because I first guessed it. The first moment I had after Brady got Cooper bleeping cupped. That next day, sitting right here in this chair, I said the closest thing remaining to Tom Brady in these playoffs is that kid in Cincinnati. I'm not saying he's Brady. I'm not saying he'll ever be Brady. I'm just saying he's the closest. He's closer than Mahomes is. He's closer than Justin Herbert. He's closer than Josh Allen.
Because of style, Skip. If you look at them, you look at their bodies, because the talent doesn't match the athleticism. We think our athlete's supposed to be Herculean.
Agreed.
And look the part.
Right. And Joe Burrow is another. No, he's no weight room wonder.
No.
I'm talking about the poise, the command of the position, the gift for playing it, because it takes a gift to remain that cool under fire, to speed read and find consistently the most open receiver in 2 seconds and deliver an above average velocity pass that it almost catches you. It's thrown so sweetly, it hits you right where it's supposed to. You caught 1 billion passes. And it almost like catches you, where you just say, well, I can't not catch that pass because it's saying catch me. It has catch me written all over it. That's the Brady trait that this kid has. He also has a leadership gene in him that's extraordinary.
Yes.
Even Odell's comments about him, because Odell got to know him off the field because Odell's an LSU guy.
Right.
So Odell goes to the national championship game against Clemson and he's throwing money all over the field, getting in trouble again, getting his school in trouble.
Right.
You know, he's the center of attention. I'm throwing real, not fake cash. He's throwing real money around.
When they gave that money back, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase gave that money back.
They gave it back. But he said that he hung out after the game with this kid.
Yes.
And he liked him. He said he's fun to hang with.
Right.
And I believe that. And
So
I
do
think
I.
his offensive line loves him. And it's that.
I can't tell they love him the way they let him get beat up.
Saying, well, I just don't know if they're good enough. That's the point. But I think they fight their asses off.
They do. I do.
Okay,
They do. They do.
The point is, we've seen him on so many big stages. I told you yesterday, and I don't want to dwell on all these numbers, but he in the high school state championship game, it's a smaller division in the state of Ohio, great high school football.
Yeah.
But he threw for 446 and 6 touchdowns. I mean, okay, that starts it.
Right.
And then I don't know what the Ohio State was doing because they had him right under their nose.
Right.
For 2 years,
Right.
he redshirted the first year, and he couldn't beat out Dwayne Haskins.
Right.
And I'm like, that's on you.
Right.
That's like Kyler Murray at Texas A&M. What are you doing?
What? Georgia had Justin Fields.
I know.
And he couldn't beat out Jake Fromm.
Okay. It happens.
It happens.
Okay. The point is, he transferred, and he changed life at Louisiana State University. They couldn't find a quarterback for years, right?
Nope.
It feels like they've never had it.
Right.
What do we have to go back to? Like,
You know, the big guy that went number 1 overall, that was the last quarterback they had. And he was a great college player.
we're talking about who was?
He went for the Raiders, number 1 overall. Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell. You got it.
In college, not Skip, he was he was sensational.
Yeah, except he threw a bunch of picks. I didn't love him. But the point was that he goes in there and just takes the whole program over. He had talent, oodles of talent. It's just spilling over everywhere.
That talent was there before he got there.
And it didn't work.
No,
right?
because they didn't have that position, that quarterback.
And then he played those 3 games. Georgia in the SEC championship game, my Oklahoma Sooners in the semifinal, and then Clemson in the national finals. And it's ridiculous, the numbers. He threw 18 touchdowns to 0 interceptions and ran for 2 touchdowns.
Right.
And where he's not Brady-esque is in 2 ways. In high school, he played some defensive back and wanted to play defensive back. And I promise you, Tom Brady did not want to play defensive back in high school. And the stories are legendary, and I don't know if they're like fish stories. You know, they get overhyped. They grow longer and longer. But the point is, they say he would lay the wood because he loved contact. Well, you saw it. He got sacked 9 times, and he says, do it again. Bring it on.
Right.
I love because he always says, now I feel like I'm actually playing football.
Right.
Do you think Tom Brady would ever allow himself to get sacked 9 times?
Hell no.
He's just not cut from that cloth. It's not how you do that.
Right.
You get rid of the ball
Right.
in under 2.5 because they can't get to you in under 2.5.
Correct.
He is holding on the ball, trying to make a play down the field.
Correct.
And yet he didn't spit it up 1 time.
Nope.
He didn't fumble 1 time in 9 sacks. So he took the beating and just jumped right back up and said, let's do it again.
Right.
Come after me again. Okay? So all those things add up to special to me. And usually I would 1,000% agree with you. You can't overhype this kid at this point because the stage has gotten about 10 times, maybe 100 times bigger than the AFC Championship game.
Oh, yeah,
stage,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
You know how that feels.
Yeah, absolutely.
All of a sudden, the magnitude of, and by the way, you're playing the Rams. This is almost like an LA fairy tale, a Hollywood ending.
Yeah.
You're playing the Rams in their building, you know, their new, what is it, $3 billion palace?
3-5, whatever.
Yeah, SoFi Stadium.
Can I ask you a question? What do you think the probability is? He gets back to multiple Super Bowls or he never makes it back?
Well, the odds are 1 billion to 1.
Thank you.
This would be 1 billion to 1. But I'm not going to bet against him having a great career.
Oh, yeah,
Like
no.
Odell said, he's going to be all
Right.
time. Odell's already said, and I don't think they're just trying to hype him because they're the opponent.
Right.
And I don't think Von Miller's quotes were insincere. I think because Von Miller just raving about him, saying he is the real deal. And I love Von's quote. He said, "We definitely don't want to fall into the trap of what we've done in the past, which is it's Hollywood, and they do take teams not seriously
Right.
enough. We're too good, we're too cool, we're
Right.
too loaded with stars. We got this.
Right.
You better not walk onto that field Sunday at SoFi Stadium with that we got this mentality because you don't got this."
Well, I also, Skip, and to think that if we get to him 3, 4, 5, 6 times, we can break him because you can't. And that's what makes them so dangerous. Normally you walk on the field, if you got a hellacious defense, especially a front seven, like the Rams have,
Yep.
you say, you know what, we can break his will. If we get to him enough, he'll start looking at the rush, and he won't worry about, he won't be able to see those receivers coming open. This kid is not like that. That's why they're so dangerous.
Yep.
It's because of that. So Von understands what's at stake here, and you can't fall into the trap. And maybe, you know, Skip, you know, well, we're at home. Even though you're the visiting team, this is in our building. We're going to be straight. No, you're not. You better come out there and play. And the thing that makes them so tough, Skip, they've been down in 2 of the 3 last games, and they've come back and won these things in dramatic fashion. So they're not going to go away and say, oh, they were down 18 to a team that just represented the AFC in the Super Bowl just the year before and won it the year before that. And they got Patrick Mahomes, who by all indication is a top 3 quarterback currently playing today. So don't think that they're going to go away. You get up a 10, you get up a touchdown, you get up 10 points, because they won't fold.
Joe Burrow is not afraid.
No.
Joe Burrow, most quarterbacks that I have covered and studied over the years have what I call the haywire gene, where they'll just unravel. If you sack them 4 or 5 times, if they throw an early pick, they will come unglued psychologically.
Right.
I just don't think this kid is made that way.
No, I don't either. I think he's made of the right stuff. But here's the thing, Skip. Momentum, you've never seen momentum that swings and you can feel it like you feel it in the Super Bowl. You turn that ball over, it's almost like the team said they just gave up a touchdown. Because normally they go put points on the board. And the thing is, like the momentum, like a regular season game, it'll go back and forth. It'll go back and forth. In a Super Bowl, the momentum is only going to swing about twice. How much distance can you put when you have the momentum and the other team? Because they're going to get it, Skip.
Hey, your 3rd Super Bowl against the New York Football Giants, the momentum, you just momented them to death with big plays, right?
Because we scored, and then they didn't score for the longest time, Skip. They got the momentum back. They ran the kickoff back. They kicked it off to us, and we ran it right back. We ran it right back, and it was over. It was over.
That was it.
That was it.
Okay? So that is that stage. But I'm going to trust this kid on that stage.
Yeah.
And I do love what, as the lead said, Brady's all-time favorite target, Rob Gronkowski. He said, I want to play, if I had to choose a young quarterback, with that young buck quarterback in Cincinnati, because I love his swag. Well, how can you not? Because the other difference between Burrow and Brady is Burrow's swag is outward. It's for all to see. Brady's was inward, inside the locker room.
Yes. His teammates will tell you, oh, we're going to beat the you-know-what out of them. Oh, they can't play with us. This man smoking cigars. He got the big diamond chains. He got the Cartier rim. So he's straight. He knows what he is. He's very comfortable. And a lot of times, like, man, don't be that. No, you be you. Well, that's not how Manning, and that's not how Brady, and that's not how the other great. No, I'm not trying to be them. I'm trying to be Joey B.
Yep.
I'm Joe Cool. You know what I do? I do this. Skip, if you didn't know better, you swear this kid been in the league 10 years.
You would. I would. And he acts like he has been because he's been on big stages since he was a high school senior.
Yes. I've never seen anybody try to have a career like he has.
Yep.
Because I watched him his junior year against Alabama, and all the projections had him as like a 4th-round pick.
Yep.
And something transpired. He came back his senior year. You remember that demolition job he did on Texas? Skip, you remember that number he put on Texas?
That was his coming out.
His coming out. I was like, if this kid man, Texas, Texas overrated everybody. Texas. That's the brand. The team ain't very good, but they still got a big brand. I was like, okay, let's see. Let's see what he do when he get the SEC competition. Oh, he lightened them up too.
Oh, what's he going to do at Tuscaloosa?
Yeah. When he go to Bama got stuff for him. Bama ain't had nothing for him.
No.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.